This video was made possible by Istanbul on Food. If you're visiting Istanbul and want to eat the best food the city has to offer, click the link in the description. Alright, good morning guys. I am on the streets of Istanbul and today I'm going to be spending the next 8 hours exploring the city through a food tour. So today we're going to discover 15 foods that you must try before you leave Istanbul. So we're on the way now to get an authentic Turkish breakfast. I'm excited for this breakfast. I haven't eaten since last night at like 6 o'clock. Starting off with number 1 and number 2 on the list is Turkish breakfast. Our breakfast included simit, which is basically a sourdough with sesame seeds. 30 years.
Selling simit for the last 30 years, and this is how he makes his living and supporting his family.
Also, we had an assortment of white cheeses, which were sheep cheese and goat cheese.
Bomba!
Ah, when you're offered food, never say no. Thank you.
There was also pastrami, which actually turns out to be one of the most expensive dishes on our table.
The pastrami is one of the most expensive bites on this table, which costs like 200 liras per kilo, which is more or less 10% of the average salary income for a Turkish.
Really? Now also on the table was Turkish style Nutella, which is 100% hazelnut.
The best Nutella in the world.
Is it?
The Turkish Nutella. So that's 100% hazelnut, no additives. So that one is the paste, crushed hazelnut. Oh, this is so addictive.
And way better than Nutella.
Yeah, I would not ever eat a Nutella again.
There was also clotted cream, which is made from the milk of a water buffalo and it's soaked in honey.
So rich in calories, but you love it. It is so sweet.
That's so good. It's like dessert, but for breakfast.
Now something different we had was menemen, which is made from tomato, peppers, and scrambled eggs. When it first came out, it looked like lasagna, but it tasted way better. Sucuk is a Turkish spicy sausage, and last but not least, we had olives and Turkish tea.
We put quite some work on this table. That breakfast was probably the most delicious breakfast I've ever had. Turkish Nutella was by far my favorite. Just incredible, the amount of food here, and nothing is wasted here in Turkey. All the food is going to be taken care of by the restaurant.
Now, if the first breakfast wasn't enough to fill you up, don't worry, there's a second breakfast on the way.
We love the soup at the breakfast. This is a must at some certain areas, and we definitely enjoy like lembi or veggie soups early in the morning. So these gangs are having their breakfast right now. So this is going to be our second breakfast stop.
Oh really? Okay. Second breakfast.
I've never heard of a second breakfast.
Soups are very common to eat for breakfast in Turkey, so we had to try beyran, which is an authentic soup from the southeastern part of Turkey. In the soup was meat from the neck of a lamb, which is really tender and soft. Also in the soup was rice and some pepper paste to give it an extra kick.
It's so good.
It
so kind of reminds me of like the broth a little bit like chicken noodle soup, but it's got the lamb in it and rice.
You know all the good spots.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, we just started.
God.
It's just the beginning.
In addition to the soup, we also had a side of arugula with lemon slices to squeeze on top. It was certainly one of my favorite snacks to eat on before or after the soup. But before we could finish our breakfast, we had a surprise dish brought out to us.
Video.
Yeah?
He's the showman. There you go.
This traditional dish is kunefe, a Turkish dessert made with unsalted cheese, shredded noodles, and it's all soaked in syrup.
Oh. Wow.
If this wasn't a close rival to the famous Turkish baklava, I don't know what is. This is definitely a must try if you don't like pistachios.
It's like a delicious pancake, but very flaky and crunchy. One of the best soups I've ever had. I would definitely come back here just for the soup. Thank you. Good thing to know is that tipping here, it's roughly about 10%. So we are now on our way to Asia. Only gonna take about a 20-minute ferry ride. It's gonna be the shortest trip I've ever had to get to Asia. Alright guys, welcome to Asia.
Now, located on the Asian side of Turkey is a family-owned restaurant which invented the well-known style of cooking shawarmas. Now, if you're not familiar with shawarmas, it's a large piece of meat that's slowly rotating on a cooking skewer. What makes this shawarma unique though is that the restaurant uses 90% lamb and only 10% beef.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, smells
So good.
I wish you guys could smell the food here.
So good.
What's this right here?
Now, let me not forget that these dishes are actually children's portions. The adult portions are actually 3 times the size.
You can imagine how a child in Turkey can be a kebab monster. That's the child's portion. We normally have like 3 sides of this.
And that'll serve 1 person?
Yeah, it's for 1 person.
To complement the meat, we had sira, which is a Turkish non-alcoholic drink made with raisin base. And it tastes absolutely amazing. It's a must try if you're having shawarma. So we just finished having our 3rd or 4th meal. I already lost count. I'm losing count of how many foods we've had. But the shawarma, the lamb was absolutely delicious. That actually family restaurant is famous for just literally those 2 things. We're now heading off to our 4th meal of the day. And I have no idea what that is. We took a stroll through some of the markets on the Asian side to find local fish, fruits, spices, and then we saw pickle juice. I've never seen this. They have pickled corn, pickled lemon, pickled peppers, but corn and lemon is definitely a first for me. So pickle juice is something I grew up living on in Ukraine. My grandparents would always pickle just about everything in the wintertime, and so I already knew this was something I already enjoyed. However, it'd be interesting to see what my fellow foodies thought of it.
I don't mind it. I like it.
It's good. It's good. I think you'll like that actually.
Try it.
It doesn't taste like a pickle.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's good.
Just
It's
need
not
some
bad.
vodka.
It's not super.
Need some vodka.
Yeah, I know, right? Some martini.
Now, number 8 on the list of my must-try foods and drinks in Istanbul is one of the most famous street foods, stuffed mussels.
Like, as locals, we order like hundreds of them. Like hundreds, we dig it.
Located at an intersection, we walked up to what looked like just a standing bar. So we're now gonna try the famous mussels here. Basically what they do is they take the mussels while they're still alive, they cook them, they stuff them with rice and lots of spices, and we're gonna go ahead and try some right now. It looks delicious.
You pick up the both sides, scoop up with the other side of the mussel, and have the lemon, and enjoy it.
The first mussel was seasoned with bay leaf, spices, and coriander.
Yeah, that's very good.
The second one was a spicy mussel, again mixed with rice and spices. However, I didn't really taste the spice, so if you're scared it might be a little too spicy, I would just go for it.
It's got a kick to it, but
Not too bad.
No, it's not spicy at all. Oh, it's got a kick.
end.
At the end, yeah, you can.
Look like powdered.
Slight kick.
Yeah, you can feel it at the end. Now the last type of mussel we had was a curry mussel. For about 3 lira per piece, there's really no reason not to try them all and just to see which one you like best.
I like all of them. I like all of them.
So after devouring about 4 mussels each, we walked over to our second lunch to a restaurant called Sia, which has been featured on Chef's Table. Famous for their mezes, one of my favorite dishes turned out to be lahmacun, which is sometimes referred to as a Turkish pizza, topped off with minced meat, tomatoes, peppers, and parsley. It's a popular street food to get and it tastes absolutely amazing. To finish off our second lunch, we couldn't leave Istanbul without trying their famous Turkish coffee. Turkish coffee is the least caffeinated coffee of them all, and it has to do with the process in which they brew the coffee. So this is gonna be very far from any of my Starbucks coffees.
Oh, it's strong. That thing's strong.
It's a very chalky taste. I never drink black coffee, ever. So there's a lot, like in Turkish food, there's a lot of strong flavors. I think it just it takes time to get accustomed to, but it's not very bitter. Now at the end, a very common tradition once you finish the coffee is to flip it over and read your fortune based off the picture that the coffee provides. And our fortune, well, turned out to be more food.
It all tasted so good. I definitely need to take a nap now.
Nearing the end of our list is a food called kokoreç.
It's kind of like the best hangover food for us, because all the fatty part soaks up all the alcohol before you go to bed.
To lightly put it, this is a lamb or goat intestines wrapped around a sweetbread and grilled on a skewer.
What makes it so special is the sweet bread. Sweet bread is the fatty part of the intestines, which is actually considered as a delicacy in France that is like super expensive.
It's a little crunchy. You can taste like the cartilage a little bit. But
You psych yourself out?
Now to down all that amazing food, we have number 12 on the list, which is a national Turkish drink, ayran. Ooh. It kind of tastes like sour cream. That's the best way I can describe it. Although my description may not sound very appetizing, don't knock it before you try this one. You might actually be surprised by the taste.
yeah, it's not bad. I could get used to it.
Are you stuck? Are you stuck in there?
Oğlu. She's a mother. He's her son. And she also has a daughter, but she just gave a birth for baby. Yeah, she's sleeping.
Oh, you have 4 babies?
I have 7 dogs now.
Wow.
And a cat.
That's cool right there.
Everyone here is just so friendly to their animals. I just love this city. Now, we wouldn't be in Turkey if we didn't have their famous baklava
Okay, time to put on some calories.
and Turkish delights. Although you can find many vendors and restaurants in Istanbul that sell amazing and beautifully crafted baklava and Turkish delights, we found an incredible store that sells it on the Asian side. So we're finally getting to try the famous Turkish baklava and Turkish delights. The Turkish delights is a unique dessert. The best way I can really describe it is almost a jelly or marshmallow texture, and that's covered in powdered sugar, and often there's some type of nut inside. If baklava is something you're completely foreign to, it's a pastry that's made of 40 thin layers of dough filled with pistachios and coated entirely with syrup. For my first ever baklava and Turkish delight experience, that was top notch. All right, the last stop of the day is gonna be on desserts for some Turkish ice cream. When I first heard about Turkish ice cream on a food tour, I wondered what could be so different about ice cream to make it so unique. Well, this would be no ordinary ice cream I would taste.
You're gonna find it very gummy, very chewy itself, which is because of the orchid roots that we use.
What's so unique about Turkish ice cream is how thick of a consistency it is. It's almost like bubble gum. You have to bite into it. You can't lick it. Wow, it is very thick.
Isn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like, it's as thick as gum.
Yeah.
Alright? Oh my god. That's so good. Thanks again guys for watching this video, and if you're interested in doing the same tour that I did, visit the link in my description and book the Taste of Two Continents tour with Istanbul on Food. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a like, comment down below any questions you might have, and of course guys, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.